finally, it has been done. Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, has conquered the biggest demon that has eluded him his entire career, and that is the NXT Championship. That's right, we have a brand new NXT Championship, and what a show it was as we just finished NXT TakeOver New York, and I will say this probably goes down as as perfect of a show as you can get. There was no lost momentum here. Every match meant something. We had every championship on the line in NXT, and boy, did everything seem important as we kick off WrestleMania weekend in the WWE. Now, we will talk about the entire show, but before we get into it, I want to talk about the $1 Million Challenge, which will probably be another video for another day, but the $1 Million Challenge was a thing. It happened. The finals happened on the pre-show of the NXT taping and the NXT TakeOver, I should say. It wasn't that good. 3 minutes, and that was it. The Golden Voice is your winner and has $1 million. So congrats to you. Maybe I'll get an interview with him. Maybe I'll talk with him because he was kind of, he had some pretty interesting things to say. He was kind of healing it up, but the crowd already booed him. So he was just embracing the hate there. So there's more that I could talk about that, but that's for another day for another video, because today we need to talk about NXT TakeOver. So we had huge night. Every match meant something. And what a crazy, crazy show it was. From top to bottom, I am exhausted from this show. I'm exhausted from watching it in a good way. In a good way. And I'm glad it's on Friday because then I can take a break on Saturday. Yeah, maybe watch the Hall of Fame, maybe watch some indie stuff. Just chill out. And then Sunday comes WrestleMania. So we start off the show with the War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. And this was a great match, top to bottom. Aleister Black and Ricochet just look amazing. They're a great tag team. I didn't really like them at first. I didn't really think they gelled as a tag team, but the more that they wrestle, the more that they're on the same page. And they'll be wrestling Sunday at WrestleMania. I think that they're a team to be reckoned with. They're a really good team. The War Raiders were successful here. It was very close, though. Very close. You thought maybe they were going to win. But the War Raiders ended up pulling this one off. And at the end, we had a what looked to be, which I'm assuming this is what it was. It looked to be an NXT send-off for these guys, right? We're all assuming they're going to be going up to the main roster. They're going to be called up. They're going to fight for the SmackDown Championships, the SmackDown Tag Titles at WrestleMania. So it looks to be this is the last of them. We had a thank you guys, or you deserve it, or whatever it was from the crowd there. And Ricochet teared up, and it was a sad moment. And I just thought, like, this is the start to the show. And we still have a bunch of awesome, amazing matches. And we literally did. We had 4 more matches after. There's 5 matches on the card. And the War Raiders, this match went 31 minutes and 10 seconds. 31 minutes. That's how you give matches time. Because you know what? Watching this match, it did not feel like it was 31 minutes. So then we go on to Velveteen Dream defending against Matt Riddle for the United States Championship. And this was pretty cool because Velveteen Dream came out and he had a pretty cool entrance. He had the Statue of Liberty, and I liked it, and it was awesome, and it was great, and it was good. And so this whole match went back and forth, and it was really a tight match. Like, you really could feel that it was Matt Riddle's time. I mean, I always hate when they do this. They're like, oh, Matt Riddle's undefeated, so is this going to be his loss? Is it going to be his first loss? Well, it ended up being his first loss. Velveteen Dream retained the United States Championship. Again, an amazing match. I love Velveteen Dream. Just like something I notice about Velveteen Dream that I really like about him. Not that he does the Hogan stuff, the leg drop brother. He does a lot of throwbacks to whatever. But he does the axe handle. And the axe handle is not a move I ever see anymore. The axe handle's one of those old school moves. And, you know, he could do anything, Velveteen Dream could. But he chooses to do an axe handle over and over again in this match. And I approve. I approve of that. So you keep doing that, Velveteen, and keep doing what you're doing. And Matt Riddle, obviously, I think he just needed to get that loss out of the way. Maybe someday down the road he'll win the NXT North American Championship or whatever. But I thought he had a great showing here. I thought it was a great match. Again, nothing bad about this. There really is nothing bad about this. And then we have, which might be It's tough. It's tough because everything I think is really good on this show, which might be one of my favorite matches. It was Pete Dunne defending the NXT UK Championship against Walter. And wow, was this match so well done. If you want to talk about pacing and building to something, right? You always want to build up, right? You're building up to the match. They literally started out with like, okay, this is kind of slow. Then it picks up the paces, and then whoa, you get a kick into high gear near the end. And Walter is your new NXT UK champion. What a great showing from this. Like, I hate to see Pete Dunne lose, but I'd love to see Pete Dunne go up to the main roster. I'd love to see him go to Raw or SmackDown. I really would. Maybe Raw after WrestleMania he could debut. I don't know. I'm just always scared of how they're going to use these guys. Sometimes they use them good. Sometimes they don't. Makes me wonder with Pete Dunne. But I think if there's anybody right now, I think Walter would be that guy to dethrone Pete Dunne. He did, and I think that's good. I think Walter's that guy who can go out there and be believable. I mean, you think about what Pete Dunne did here. He had to do joint manipulation, break the fingers. He did everything, but it just wasn't enough. Walter able to come off the top rope with a splash at the end. Oh my goodness, was this such a good match? If there's a match, I mean, you could really watch all the match. You could really rewatch this whole show and not be disappointed. But I say if you want to watch like a really good match that builds its pace from the bottom up, and it's like just keeps getting better, this is a great statement there. I mean, this match went 25 minutes. It felt like everything they did in this match was important. Pete Dunne, the forearms that Pete Dunne was delivering, the chops that Walter was doing, like top to bottom, great stuff. These guys killed it. Up next, we had our four-way women's match. Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion. She has to defend her title against Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kairi Sane. And here's the thing, right? We're building this whole thing with the Sky Pirates, right? Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, are they going to be able to, they're like best friends. Are they going to fight in this match? That's what we were all building to, right? And then you had like this loner out there who is Bianca Belair, which you can think maybe she can overcome the odds here. Then you had Shayna Baszler and her 4 horsewomen. So there was all that story. There was everything going on there. And this was the match that they were setting up for this big women's thing. The big women's blow off here with the 4-way. And I don't know. I didn't honestly think Shayna Baszler was going to lose this. I did not. I didn't think Shayna was going to lose. I feel like if Shayna's going to lose that NXT Women's Championship, it's going to be in a big one-on-one contest, and they're going to put over the next woman. That's how I feel. They did a little thing here where the Sky Pirates were friends forever, right? They were holding it down until they just had to, right? Otherwise, it would have lost the match. You had Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, and it was just kind of like, now's the time, and they kind of got into it for a little bit. But again, it was Shayna Baszler who was able to get the victory at the end here. Honestly, I don't see Shayna Baszler losing it until, again, there is that big moment where there's a next, whoever they want to be that next champion, that's when it's going to strike, and that's when Shayna Baszler is going to lose it one-on-one. I think you could have done a thing where she got pinned, but she wasn't in the match. But I think it was perfect. Great match. Awesome stuff. Again, I like the little tension between them two, Io and Kairi. I like that, so that was really good, and they built to that too. And like, again, there was no wasted moments in this match. Like, that's how I feel about this whole show. There was no wasted time. There was nothing that didn't need to be done in these matches that made it feel like everything was perfect. Like, I can't even explain it. It was just so good. You're gonna have to watch everything. If you missed it, you gotta watch it all. You're gonna have to watch it all. We have our main event, 2 out of 3 falls. Adam Cole versus Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. First person to get 2 pinfalls is your winner here. And we have the vacant NXT title. Tommaso Ciampa is out. He was supposed to defend his title against Johnny Gargano, but he's out now. So we have this. First fall goes to Adam Cole. Second fall goes to Johnny Wrestling, which was kind of interesting with this Johnny Gargano thing, right? Because he locks in the submission. And Adam Cole immediately taps. And it was one of those things where it's like, okay, he's just tapping because he's already got one up on Johnny. And that was great. And that was great. There was key moments in this match that you want to take away from. And that was when Johnny Gargano could have won by countout, but he decided to get it back in the ring and finish it. And then later on in the show, right, Adam Cole put Johnny Gargano on the announce table, delivered a move. I think it was like a double underhook. It was almost like an Angel's Wings, right? Christopher Daniels' Angel's Wings. I think that's what it was. He did that on the announce table, didn't break, but he rolled in the ring like, okay, I'm going to get this 10 count and win this title. And that was it. That was what he wanted to do. So then Undisputed Era ran out at one point. They tried to help him win, distract the referee. Johnny Gargano, my boy, kicked out of so many moves here. Got out. He ended up putting Adam Cole in submission again. Is it Gargano Escape? I think that's what it's called. I think he had him in the Gargano Escape. I think that's what that move's called. Had him in that. And he tapped, but the ref wasn't there. So then Johnny Gargano had to take out all of Undisputed Era. He finally did. The moment of overcoming all the odds was there. 38 minutes. Match was over. Johnny Gargano makes Adam Cole tap. And finally, Johnny Gargano is your NXT champion. Johnny Gargano finally became NXT champion to all the struggle he's been through. There was moments in this match where I was like, Johnny Gargano's just going to go through and he's never going to win that title. He's going to go through. He's never going to become champion. And that very well could have been the thing. Like, I will never win that title until I get to the main roster. And then I'll do other things. Because I honestly thought there was a point where it's like, okay, he's never going to win this title. It's never going to be his thing. But he finally did it. And then out came Candice LeRae. They celebrated, went in the crowd where his family was. Candice's parents, his parents. I think he had other siblings there. They celebrated. Awesome stuff. Then you get that NXT thing, right? They like to do this to you, right? They like to make you feel like the show's over. NXT, the logo's in the corner. You see it. You're like, okay, that's it. Show's done. No. Out comes Tommaso Ciampa and attacks him. No, he doesn't. He gives him a hug. And he raises his hand. And they end the show. Happily ever after. The struggle of DIY. The brothers who love to fight. Hate each other one minute, love each other the next minute. Well, this bipolar relationship right now is that they're friends, they love each other. And he congratulated him. I feel like Ciampa's at a point where he's like, dude, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I can't be mad. You know, you reflect on yourself when you're injured and you're like, all right, you got it. You did it, dude. You did it. You did it. You did it. Flawless show, I will say. Not a better NXT. Like, NXT always is really good, but this was like exceptionally good. Like, I think every match, again, as I said earlier, there was no wasted momentum on this card. There wasn't a match that was like, oh, why'd they put this on the card? That didn't live up to whatever. This didn't do that. It was like, you had the tag match, you had the United States match, you had the United Kingdom match, which still probably my favorite. I don't know. It's tough between the main event and that UK match. Then you had the Women's Championship, and then you had the main event. And it was just top to bottom, awesome card. Great stuff. Anyway, guys, that's where I want to leave it today. If you guys have any thoughts about this, let me know. What was your favorite match of the card? Were you excited for Johnny Gargano? Because I saw a lot of people on Twitter were going back and forth. They're like, no, I want Adam Cole, baby. I want Adam Cole, baby, to win this whole thing. And so, you know, you could pick whoever you want. You could pick anybody that you want, but picking it we did here with Johnny Gargano. And he is now the NXT champion. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end it today. Let me know what you guys think. As always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. We will see you in another video.